Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And boy, oh boy, this thing is like the gift that keeps on giving, man. This story will just never end, so just put on your seatbelts because we got some more for you today. Now, we all know that Charles Oakley is a former teammate of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. We also know that Charles Oakley is very close friends with Michael Jordan. You can go back and look at images. These guys have been photographed together for decades. So that means that Charles Oakley has a very unique vantage point as it pertains to the beef between Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. As you all know, ever since the release of The Last Dance documentary, docuseries, however you want to call it, Scottie Pippen has made it his mission to really go at Michael Jordan every chance that he got. Every time they put a microphone in front of him or a camera, whatever it is, he took a shot. He took a shot at Michael Jordan, and I think many people close to the situation believe that the reason that Scottie Pippen was so upset with Michael Jordan was because of his portrayal in The Last Dance. I think Scottie Pippen feels as if the documentary showed him in a negative light, and a lot of the lows that he had in his career and his personal life had no business being in the documentary because it's about The Last Dance. It's not about, my lowest moments in my life, right? Although Michael Jordan also included some of his low moments in his life too. It's not like as if he omitted himself and he just put all of the great moments in his life. He put in a lot of his lows. I thought until yesterday that I had heard it all in terms of, the backstory, and we kind of know what the relationship is now that it's pretty much the bridge has been burnt. But yesterday, I was listening to Charles Oakley, and he was on Club Shay Shay. That's Shannon Sharp's podcast, his show. And they were on there talking about, the Chicago Bulls and, of course, the fallout between Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. And as he was talking, he made some very shocking statements, at least to me, that stood out to me. So we said, okay, listen, we have to produce it today and then really get the feedback of, what our audience thinks on this. So for those of you who missed the comments that Charles Oakley made, I want you guys to take a listen to some of the things that he had to say in the soundbite. Then we're going to come back here and unpack it. So take a listen to that.
I think he did a lot of work to put that team together. But for Mike and Scottie, I think it's something else besides The Last Dance because, Scottie, they didn't give him a lot of headlines like they did Dennis Rodman or Curry. But I think Mike couldn't have won without Scottie. He has said that many times. But I think Scottie, whatever you say, you got to live with it. And some things he said and, things he did. Like, he when he didn't want to go back in the game, he got hurt. He didn't take that summer to try to recover with surgery. He waited till the season starts. So people can point some fingers at him like, why, all this now. But, that's life. Whatever you say, he just got to live with it. I know that, he's saying he was better than Mike. So,
but here's a quote from Pippen's book. He says, "I may go as far as to say Mike ruined basketball. Kids wanted to be like Mike. Well, Mike didn't want to pass, didn't want to rebound or defend the best player. He wanted everything done for him." Right. Look, obviously you mentioned some of the players that played together, won a championship together, that were best friends. I don't know if any have gone as far as him to try to discredit what Mike has actually done. Now, but you can understand, before you answer, you can understand why Pip got upset. He says, okay, you're doing The Last Dance. You add a part to The Last Dance that you weren't even part of the team. In 1994, you were playing baseball. So why would you bring me at my lowest moment into that situation?
Well, when I was always talking to Mike, after every Sunday, and we talked to him Monday, his thing was they shouldn't have did it. I mean, and I'm saying like, Mike, who's going to turn you down? You to go to basketball, as we see. But I mean, Scottie, he felt hurt by The Last Dance.
Yes.
Because like I said, I looked at it, they did pump Dennis Rodman up a lot. I mean, like you said, Batman and Robin. And so Dennis Rodman was a great third wheel, but I think Scottie maybe should have got more play in a positive way, but like I said, yes. Mike had the remote control, and he had his baller right there, so he was feeling good, and And I think Scottie can't win the argument. He's better than Michael. He said that a lot of times. He's better than Michael, but he can always have a point of view about what he feel about what happened and how things happen. And he had to live with that.
Charles Oakley said a lot of things. He said a lot of things. And there are few of these things that we want to unpack here. The first part I want to focus on was when he said Mike could have won without Scottie. To me, that is a bombshell of a statement. That is not like, oh, he just said something. That's a big assertion. That's a big statement to make. Because the only other person that I've heard publicly say that Michael Jordan could have won those 6 championships or could have been a multiple-time NBA championship winner was Skip Bayless. But we all know that Skip Bayless is a Michael Jordan fanatic. But we also know as well, Skip Bayless actually covered that 97-98 Chicago Bulls team. So he had a front row seat. Now, for me, I don't think Michael Jordan could have won 6 NBA championships without Scottie Pippen. Why? Because Scottie Pippen did a lot of things for that team. We're not going to completely just throw Scottie Pippen out of the, out the window and act like as if he wasn't a hell of a player. We're not going to do that. At least I'm not. Some people may feel otherwise. I know for sure Skip Bayless feels as if, listen, MJ could have did it without him. But for me, I don't feel that. Now, some could argue, and I've heard, like, for instance, Max Kellerman make this argument. He said, the moment Michael Jordan had an opportunity to play with another All-Star, because remember, Jordan kept on losing all of those series against the Celtics because he didn't have any help. He didn't have any real help. And help, we're talking about another star player. He didn't have that type of help. So Max Kellerman has made the argument that Michael Jordan never lost again in the NBA Finals the moment he started playing with another All-Star. And that is also true. The moment that Michael Jordan got another All-Star, in this case it was Scottie Pippen, the Bulls went on a three-peat. And in the moment he had another All-Star and he had another second three-peat. So there's some validity to that. And maybe some people will say, it could have been anybody. It didn't have to be Scottie Pippen. It could have been another All-Star. It's just that Scottie Pippen just so happened to be the guy that was there, and therefore he was the one that got all of this, got all of the credit, and he was the one that MJ had to ultimately look at and say, well, if I wouldn't have been able to win all these championships had it not been for this guy. So maybe there's that aspect, but that was the part that threw me off, because I've heard on many occasions, and I even think in the Last Dance documentary, I've heard Michael Jordan say with his own 2 lips that he would have never won all of those championships without Scottie Pippen. And that's where the disconnect lies. Because it seems as if either Charles Oakley is saying something we don't know, or Michael Jordan was lying. Now, here's one possibility. It could be that, in fact, Michael Jordan feels this way privately, and that was something that he told Charles Oakley in confidence. And maybe Charles Oakley had a slip up publicly and said that, and maybe he wasn't supposed to say it. That could be one line of thinking, that maybe MJ feels like this, privately, but he never said that publicly. Or it could mean that Michael Jordan truly believes that he could have won those 6 championships without Scottie Pippen, but he went out there to say those nice things about Scottie Pippen just to kind of, embellish their relationship and make it a little bit better, and make Scottie Pippen feel good and make him feel like as if his contributions really matter. That could be it. And that's the part I really don't know. Because every time I've heard Michael Jordan talk about Scottie Pippen publicly, he's always said that, listen, there's no way I win these 6 championships without Scottie Pippen. So that's the part that threw me off. And really, this is the part that we're going to leave to the audience, because ultimately these videos are these segments and these videos are for you guys. The question is this: do you think that Michael Jordan said he could have won those 6 championships without Scottie Pippen? And number 2, do you think Michael Jordan, in fact, could have won 6 championships without Scottie Pippen, that it could have been any other All-Star, or that, no, listen, there's no way you capture 6 NBA championships without the services of Scottie Pippen? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content.